Here we are starting the trail. Beautiful fall colors, a little windy. A long way up. As you can see, this trail is pretty straightforward as far as hiking goes. A few trip hazards here and there. We are going along this ridge in a zigzag pattern until eventually we get over it. And then we can see some waterfalls. To give you an idea of how big these leaves are, I wear a size 13 and they're everywhere. Here's some evidence of the fires, I believe from 2017. Now down there, I don't know if it's visible on the GoPro here, but just down there you can see a dip, and that is the gorge, the lower gorge, where the lower falls are, that are probably the most spectacular thing on this hike, that you can no longer get to because it has been closed for a few years due to the fire damage and all the trees you see scattered over there and rocks that are falling hazards into the gorge present quite hazardous conditions. If you were down there and one was to fall on you, it would not be a good day. It's really quite sad because that is one of the more beautiful things you could see in the Columbia River Gorge. It's now not accessible, but I mean, God bless, look at that view. We're going to take a slight detour, go down here and look at some of these waterfalls before we head over to Triple Falls that way. Right over there is the lower falls. Again, probably the most spectacular thing here in this area, but can't really get to it unless you're willing to get in that water, which today I'm not doing that. I didn't even bring any cold water gear with me. A pretty little area. Beautiful falls. I have been down in that pool before. It's pretty deep and you can jump into it as long as you make sure there's no trees just waiting to surprise you. We're off trail a little bit, and I would not really call this climbing, but scrambling along here. Along the creek, minor little obstacles to go around. We'll see if we can't get a little further in. Now you get to this area, it requires a bit of creek walking, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit cool. But I said I wasn't gonna get in the water, but then I had to do it. I think it was last year I went further down. There's a waterfall. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to it. And then when I came back, I ran into a dude that was butt naked jumping into that pool. As soon as I saw him, I kind of took my time, and I didn't want to be awkward, so I waited for him to move on before I finished my hike. But people in the Pacific Northwest are not shy about getting naked in the cold water. Amazing, the water clarity. Not something I advise doing when you're not wearing a wetsuit, because the consequences are quite a cool hike back to the vehicle, but not too bad. I really had low hopes for being able to reach this one, but water levels aren't too bad. A beautiful chute. A lot of people don't really come here because of the pain of the cold water and the scrambling it takes to get here, but holy moly. I have been under this waterfall before, around the back of it, in the summertime when the sun's out and it's nice. But today, no. And we make our way back to the main trail now. Now I have brought my daughter here before in one of those carrying backpack things, and I carried her probably 90% of the time, if not more than that, and it was quite taxing. So I wouldn't say this is a kid-friendly hike, but if you had a child that was good enough to stay on the path and listen to you, you could bring a child, I guess, but a toddler, probably not. Right down there is the waterfall we were just at that I didn't think I could get to. I did see a few dogs out here today, so I'd have to say, if you have an obedient dog, it's a dog-friendly trail. If you have an idiot, like my two dogs, I probably would not bring them here, as I would be needing a rope to rescue them after they fell down this goddamn gorge. If you have a problem with heights, or you really like secure trails, I don't know if this is the hike for you. Small little waterfall on the side, and then triple falls. A beautiful area. The trail goes on, but once you see that bridge and you get to Triple Falls, this is where most people turn around and go back. This is the bottom of what once was trail to the lower falls. closed, inaccessible, but I'm gonna show you what it looks like right